Hi folks, how you doing? Russell, TrueResults303.com. Check out the website, link in the description box, Mind, Body, Spirit, Fitness. Put in the healing back in health. Once again, when you're at the website, sign up for the free newsletter. Click on the free gifts button. Got some downloads there for you. Setting goals, fitness and nutrition. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, the podcast, all major podcast players, True Results 303. No E in that true. Don't let autocorrect get you. All right, coming at you today with a video on maximum wage. Did you see this? I saw this on Facebook the other day, and it was Jesse Ventura. I think it was a sponsored thing. I didn't watch the whole thing. I was at work at the time. I just listened to it for a second, and he kind of came up with this concept of, we've got Trump, Obama, Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders, all these people. It just passed in California a $15 minimum wage, and he said, what about we stop thinking about a minimum wage and we think about a maximum wage, the maximum amount of money that a person can earn in a year. And of course, then, the little bit I watched probably like 2-3 minutes of it, and it was definitely a lot longer. But of course, he was talking more about the big corporations, Walmart, things like that, and it's just, unfortunately, they're getting paid such a small wage that they're still on government assistance. Okay. And I'm all for it. I understand the concept. It sounds good. Just like taxing the rich sounds good. But listen to me on these two things, though. First thing we got to understand, if we start taxing the rich and doing all these things, it doesn't matter if you're conservative, liberal, Democrat, progressive, whatever weird names you want to come up with and try to put yourself in that category. You've got to understand, if we start taxing the rich and doing these things, your IRAs, 401ks and things like that, they are going to be affected, right? If you start taxing the rich or you give them a maximum wage, we've got to understand that now they're most likely just not going to guarantee you 8% return every year on your stocks. So, like I said, this rabbit hole is going to go so deep that we're never going to get the truth about it. I understand the concept. I think it sounds great. Unfortunately, then it's probably going to trickle down to small business owners who are really only making, maybe $100,000 a year, something like that. And once again, it's trying to find, what, like you said, what are we going to define as that maximum wage? Is it man's only allowed to make $1 million a year? Well, after taxes, that's $500,000. So, there's a lot, and it's probably a lot deeper. And if I would have listened to it a little bit more, it would have came up. But the one thing I wanted to talk about is I think we've just got to understand as a society. I think the Olympics, they're just about to end. This video is not going to even come out for another 3 weeks because I've got so many in the bank right now that I'm releasing daily. I do put out videos daily. But I think we've got to understand, watching the Olympics, just how we dominated swimming in these last, 3-4 Olympics, how we've dominated gymnastics, just how we as America, as the United States, have dominated these sports. And I think that's a great segue and a great way to understand that we as humans, even not just Americans, are capable of so much. I have a video out called How You Don't Really Know Yourself. You should check that one out. But I think we've got to understand we are capable of anything if we put our minds to it. And the unfortunate thing is we've lost that entrepreneurial spirit. So it doesn't matter if they create a maximum wage, they up the minimum wage and things like that. It's just we've become lazy because of TV, all these other things in our life, Facebook, social media, all these things, that we don't go out and pursue what we really want. And we just become content with what we have. And then you get upset that you can't make as much as the guy who created the company. And it is unfortunate. Hey, if he created the company, he's the one putting the money on the line. He's the one buying all the tools. He's the one doing those things. Of course, he deserves to get paid more. It's his company, right? So stop being comfortable and realize that you are capable of great things. Become that business owner. What do you want to pursue? If you have a passion for landscaping, stop working for a landscaper and go out and do it yourself. Start with doing Saturday and Sunday work and slowly build yourself into your own company. Yes, it's going to take time. Yes, it's going to suck. Yes, it's going to be hard work, and you're going to have some sleepless nights. You know, for those who know me, right now I'm landscaping 4 days a week, personal training 1 day a week, and then, well, personal training 5 days a week, and they're all in the morning. And I'm making my YouTube videos, and I'm making my podcast, and I'm trying to post these things online, and I'm trying to read books so I can learn more and share this content with you. We've got to understand that you know, it's supposed to be difficult, right? And that's unfortunate. We're in this world right now of political correctness and don't offend anybody and just give them something and you know, you earned it. Why did you earn it? Just because you were born? Right? We're on this concept that you've earned something just because you were born, but then we're killing babies in the womb like crazy and promoting abortion. How does that even make sense? You deserve something because you were born, but if you're just in the womb, we can kill you off. Who cares? Doesn't even make sense, right? So once again, just remember, you're capable of anything. Get that entrepreneurial spirit back. I know we get tired. I know we get tired at work. I know we get tired we're exercising. I know we get tired we're reading books. I know we get tired we're studying. But what is your purpose? What is your passion? Follow it. In that order. Find your purpose. Make it a passion. And then follow it. Not find your passion, try and create a purpose for it, and then go. I always hear this thing, why do you want to make more money? So you can what? It's like, no, what do you want to do? Now how can you, it's like, what are you good at? What is your purpose? What do you know you can excel at and figure out a way to make money that way? Not just find something that you can make something easy to make money on and then try to create a passion out of it. That's why people end up in careers that they don't like. Because they're too busy saying, well, you know what? If I become a lawyer, I can make a buttload of money. Once I make a buttload of money, then I can try to find something to make me happy. And then you wonder why you're unhappy. No, what are you good at? What do you excel at? What do you enjoy doing? What's your purpose? And then you make it your passion. You don't do it the other way. That's what leads to unhappiness and someone 40 years down the road hating life. Why? Because you just followed something because you knew it would make a bunch of money. So, there you go. I hope that helps. Maximum wage, I understand it. It's good. It makes sense. But instead of trying to figure out what a minimum wage should be and what a maximum wage should be, just become the entrepreneur. Make the money, do something great, and then give back. Once again, I think this is the issue. This is why we need to create minimum wages and we need to create maximum wages. Why? Because we find success in our daily lives and then we just get greedy. And we don't want to give back. I earned it. I did it. Screw it. Whatever. I deserve to make $10, $20 billion a year. And then you don't want to give anything back. So once again, find something you're good, find your purpose, make it a passion. Your passion might not be your purpose. You got to understand that. You got to find your purpose and then become passionate about it. So, like I said, maximum wage, minimum wage, whatever. Why don't you make a purpose? Why don't you create a foundation? Why don't you start to help those around you? It's kind of like they say, you can never outgive God. That's why they say you should be volunteering, giving your time, giving your money. God, if you believe in this BS, in my opinion, about The Secret, but you don't believe if you donate your time, God's going to give you time in return. If you don't donate your money, it's going to come back to you. We always want to be one-sided on our thought process. But like I said, it's a good concept. The unfortunate thing is we've just become lazy and we don't want to do the work. And we just want things given to us. And that's not how it goes. So, I hope this helps, gives you a little bit on that maximum wage stuff. But just remember, take control. Take control. Do what you have to do to create that lifestyle. Don't let someone just give you a lifestyle. So, I hope this helps. Don't forget to follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Google+. The podcast is out there. True Results 303. No E in that true. Subscribe to this channel. Tell somebody about this channel. Share and like these videos.